units heading up to the Code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
Can you give me more info on that call?
Greetings. I'm Brian Tuscan, your host for Cop to Corporate. Today, I'm going to talk about mid-level career transitions for people wanting to pull the plug. And I'm going to share my screen here. For those of you thinking of leaving law enforcement at mid-career, this isn't for people retiring. That'll be on a next lesson. And my thought is just to walk you through like a presentation so you can easily go through a few minutes of my thoughts and insights on making a career change at mid-career. So this lesson one, I'm going to make it a little like school days. I'll talk about mid-career law enforcement professionals leaving, why leave, planning, why you have to think things through, keep your plans confidential. I'll let you know why. And then you can start looking. So why leave now? Why leave? A lot of people that reach out to me say they want to leave because they are just burnt out. They're burnt out because of politics or lack of resourcing, layoffs, or they just have a new career goal that they want to do something different than police work, even at mid-career. If you think of military, you got 3 to 4 year contracts, you sign up, and after you're done, you can leave, get an honorable discharge. You're labeled as a veteran, and you can move on to other careers. In police work, it's different. If you leave mid-career, people always have questions. I spent 12 years in law enforcement, and people are like, oh, why'd you leave? Did something happen? Well, no, nothing happened. I wanted to change career. I had a new career goal to leave. And that's why you want to leave. However, be very careful of leaving because of an emotional reason or rage quitting. Just be careful. If you're emotional or there's things going on right now in your life, whether it's at work or personal, really think things through before you pull the plug. But if you do, then there's other areas you need to consider before leaving. And that's your plan. So what is your plan? You have to think it through and look at the pros and the cons. Write it down. Get a pen and paper or computer, write it down. Talk it over with your family, your loved ones, significant others. You have to put it in writing. Visualize it. Visualize what success looks like. Here's where you think things through. You know, as a cop, most law enforcement have great healthcare benefits. When I left to the private sector in the police department, when I left, I had great healthcare benefits and I was giving it up. So when I went to the private sector, that was taking a risk, but I took that chance. I weighed out the pros and cons and looked at healthcare programs that the corporation had, and they were pretty good. I never looked back, 21 years. You also have to look at retirement options. In the private sector, you have stuff as IRAs, 401ks, financial planners. Being a cop, most of that's just taking care of you. A lot of times, you don't even have Social Security. I remember when I was with the Redmond Police Department, we participated, I think it was called 457B. I may be mistaken, but we did not participate in Social Security. It went into this different public safety fund. And so all of the retirement planning and funding, I didn't really have to think about it. Now that you're going to think about the private sector, you have to do your homework. I'm not a financial planner, so I'm not even going to give you advice, but other than look, research, find a financial planner that can help you and make a decision, a sound decision for your future. Another thing to look at is if you do decide to leave and just resign from the police department mid-career. And I've actually had someone I was talking to recently that just said, Brian, I am done. I'm just leaving law enforcement. I think this person had about 12, 13 years on the force, and they just wanted something new. And they did not have a job lined up. They just resigned. They did very well, saving money, and decided to move. One thing I would suggest if you move, make sure you don't have a break in your job history. So start a small business like a consulting firm. Regardless if you got consulting experience, if you're a police officer or a detective or federal agent, you know how to investigate. So I would say start a consulting firm on investigations. Now, you may create a great business there, or you may not have any business. You can give pro bono, free stuff, volunteer to your church, or look for volunteer opportunities. But if you start some sort of small business, you won't have a break in your job history. No one's going to frown upon that you decided to leave law enforcement to be an entrepreneur. So you can use that as a buffer while you're looking for that next career change. And the last piece there is visualize success. What does that success factor look like for you? What does that end state look like for you? You have to plan, write it down, and be sure you include your family in your plans. Keep it confidential. Cops love to talk. They love to spread rumors. So it makes no sense for you to tell anyone what your plans are, because it's just going to spread like wildfire. And it's need to know. Someone doesn't need to know, then don't let them know. Keep your plans confidential. And then the last part is start looking. And I'm not going to give you details on how to start looking, because you can just go to my site, cop2corporate.com, and I have tons of insights and blogs and links for you to help you with looking. So I hope you enjoyed my advice on lesson 1 for career change at mid-career. Until next time, see you on Cop2Corporate.